welcome to my channel. I am going to be doing a really cute pink mani today with some decals, pink and white. I'm going to be using pure French white from Sparkle & Co, Bubble Yum, and then also Barbie's glass slippers, along with some decals from Snowfi nails. And I'm going to be using my Sparkle & Co liquids. So this is kind of like a full Sparkle & Co mani. I left a little bit of the application for the nails for the dip powder in just to show you what I was doing. I started to dabble with building an apex, so I left that in. I learned very quickly that white is very unforgiving and kind of extremely hard to work with. So if you know any whites that are not extremely hard to work with, let me know. I also think that it's really vital that you have your liquids very, very thin when you're using white. This was my first time using white dip powder, so not being comfortable with Sparkle & Co liquids, I went a little too thick and I had a lot of filing to do. So I'm just showing you the first application. I was just showing you an apex build, and then I'm moving on to my second application, which is going to be the Bubble Yum nail, which is going to be the middle pink nail. And I'm just showing you the apex build on that as well. And then I get into one application of the Barbie's glass slippers. So I'll let you watch that. And as you watch that, I just want to let you know my name is Stacy and my channel is about nails and wine. I love wine and I love nails, so I thought why not incorporate those two things together and give you a little preview of a wine that I'm enjoying the week that I'm doing my nails, so you can see, you know, maybe branch out and see the wine that I'm drinking and try it, or try something similar to it if it's not something you typically would try. So I decided to do the pour over method for both my two white nails and the middle pink nail because I thought it would be a little bit of a thinner application. I did like doing that method because I think it did help a little bit, even though I essentially put the liquids on a little bit too thick and got a little bit of bumpiness because of that. But I was able to smooth most of that bumpiness out when I did my filing. So it turned out to be okay, except I learned a lot about the liquids being extra thin when you're doing these really light colors. I'm also really excited because I'm able to use my Sparkle & Co liquids. I typically get dip flu from liquids, so really the only two that I found that I could use before Sparkle & Co were Triple D and Double Dip. And now, you know, the Sparkle & Co, it gave me very mild symptoms, but nothing I couldn't live with. So I'm excited that I get to use my Sparkle & Co, and I will practice a little bit more with them because I'm used to the Triple D, which is very thin, and Sparkle & Co is a little bit thicker than Triple D. So it'll take a little bit of practice, but I'm excited to use it. And it's also good because I purchased the liquids and then in my sub bag I received another base liquid. So I have plenty of base liquid for Sparkle & Co that I need to use up. Now I'm just capping this Bubble Yum nail in clear before I move on to the sparkle nails. The sparkle nails are going to be my thumbnail and my pinky nail, and I'm going to be using Barbie's glass slippers. The whole glass slippers collection from Sparkle & Co is so pretty. I just love it. I think I have two of the colors from that collection so far. So after I cap and clear, I'm going to just wipe off my nail and then move on to the Barbie glass slippers. The clear that I'm using is Skyline Soapworts clear, and it's so clear. It's a really, really nice product. I have a backup one because I want to make sure I have it on hand at all times. I think it's interesting how the different clears kind of look. So I will do a video just showing different clears that I have. I think I have about 6 of them. So I will do a video showing that. I went ahead and activated my more solid nails so they're ready for me to file as soon as I'm done with the glitter nails. I've been doing that so I can, you know, like save time and not have to like sit and wait for the activator before I file. So I can move forward with filing those 3 nails while I am doing the application for my Barbie's glass slippers. It's so pretty. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply this, and then I'll clear cap, and then I will file and buff, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I filed and buffed. I did 2 coats of the glitter on my thumb and my pinky and clear capped and activated. Then I filed and buffed. And now I am taking just a little plate, so it's like a little appetizer plate, and I have my decals on the plate. I'm just spraying them with some water so I can pick them up. I'm also using an LA Nail Addict base coat on top of the nail where I want the decal to go. In retrospect, I should have put it on my whole nail and not just the place where the decal would go. I learned the hard way on that one when I was trying to smooth out the decal, but you'll see. And then I'm using my stamper, just like my clear stamper, to pick up the image, so it's just a little bit easier and there's less of a risk of me tearing it that way. If I can pick it up with the stamper, it's a little bit safer. So now I'm just placing the decal on my nail. I'm trying to look through the stamper to see the decal to make sure that I'm placing it in the right place. And then I'm just moving it around a little bit and smoothing out the edges. The other thing I did learn is when you're cutting out the decal, you should cut as closely to the image as possible so there's not extra like clear I don't know, whatever is around the decal because that turned out to be kind of a pain to smooth down, especially on these nails with the flower. So doing the same thing for the flower nail, and I'm just positioning that where I want it to go and putting it on the base coat. I did cure the base coat, I just cut that time out, so I did the base coat underneath where I wanted the decal to go. Learn from my mistakes, put it on your whole nail, and then I stuck on the decal. So I'm just going to take a little bit of time and smooth out the edges where essentially I probably should have cut closer to the picture so I didn't have that difficulty smoothing out the edges, especially on the white nails, because the white nails are very unforgiving. So after I smoothed out those edges, I am then taking my no wipe top coat and I'm going to just float that over the image to seal it in. And then when I do that, I also take the time to, now that I have it on my nail, just an orange wood stick and smooth out the edges of the decal a little bit more. You can see it's just, there's some, I guess, wrinkles in it, so I'm just making sure that all the wrinkles are out of it before I put it in the lamp because I want the nail to be smooth. So these did give me a little trouble. I learned a lot from this experience and how to use decals. So in the future, it will likely not be as difficult because I will put the base coat on my whole nail. I'll cut a lot closer to the decal, but all in all, it did turn out kind of cute. So I just left a little bit of that troubleshooting in there, and then I went ahead and I put them in the lamp. So after that, I cut out the video and I did the rest of my nails. So now I'm ready to do my top coat. As just a quick recap, I did a gel base underneath the decal, and then I put the decal on, put a gel top coat on top of the decal, smoothed it out a little bit, and now I am just doing the top coat on my remaining 3 nails on each hand that don't have gel on them. So while I do that, I will talk a little bit about the wine that I picked out for today. It is a Dealey Lane 2014 Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon is Napa Valley's most important wine, and 2014 is actually one of the best years for Cab in the last 2 decades. So it was a really good season for the Cab in 2014. Cabernet Sauvignon is a full-bodied wine that's really high in tannin. I know a lot of people talk about like tannins and acidity and full-bodied, but I just want to give a background. So tannin is when you take a sip of red wine and you feel your mouth dry out. So typically you'll have that feeling towards the back of your mouth and around your cheeks and your gums. So when you get that drying feeling, that's the tannin in the wine. So here's a picture of the wine. It was very delicious. Tannic wines like Cabernet Sauvignon can be bitter, and when I have a more tannic wine, I usually like to pair it with food because it takes away that bitterness. Lately, I've been really guilty and bad, and I've been pairing delicious red wine like this with milk chocolate and pretzels. The pretzels go really well with the wine because the saltiness takes away the bitterness. So if you have a really tannic wine, try a little milk chocolate and pretzels to pair with it and let me know what you think. It's really delicious. So I kind of sped through some of the application here because it is just the same thing over and over. And now I'm finally doing the second coat, which is the final coat for the top. And I'm using the Glossy Top Coat 2.0. I hear a lot of people raving about it. I understand why. It is very, very glossy and pretty easy to work with. I am wiping off my brush after every single application because I just like to be, rather be safe than sorry. I contaminated a Triple D base recently. Don't know how I did it. So now I'm just trying to be hyper aware of not contaminating any more bottles because that sucks. If it's ever happened to you, tell me so I feel better, but you know how badly it sucks. All right, so once I'm done with this, I'm gonna finish off with some cuticle oil today, and I will be back when I'm ready for that. I'm back and everything is dried. I'm going to be using my Grimes Ridge Black Cherry Merlot cuticle oil. It smells so amazing. The scents of their cuticle oils last forever. So if you put it on, you're going to be smelling that delicious scent for a while. I now have 2 Grimes Ridge cuticle oils. The other one that I have is called Basic Witch, and it's pumpkin spice, and it smells awesome. So I hope that you had fun during this mani. I know I did, and please come back and like and subscribe. Have a great day.